This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by Canada, where you can get milk in a bag. It's Friday, April 14th, 2023. I'm Aaron, and that is my very non-Canadian co-host, Chris.
It's me. Yes, I'm not Canadian. I'm here.
We'd like to welcome you back to a very special, very wonderful, very Friday-tacular episode of Another Great Day. The podcast designed to encourage what, Chris?
Interaction, creativity, and station.
Yeah, I cut you off all 3 times. Good job interrupting me. Sorry, Chris. You're the best. Thanks for hanging with me. Well, everybody, it's Friday, and hey, Chris, look over those hills over there. Do you see what's coming?
Oh.
Is it Mad Moon Horizon?
It's the Beast segment. Best.
Look closer.
The best segment ever.
Yeah. Let's do it. So today's topic for the best segment ever is...
What is the best color?
Yes, that's
What's
right.
The best?
Well, Chris, I'm going to say right now, the best color, blue, all day. It's my favorite color. It goes well with just about anything. You want to dress up? Blue. You want to be casual? Blue. You want to be sad? Blue. You want to reflect the sky? Blue. It's great. What about you? What do you think?
All right. Straight from the internet, facts about the color blue. Blue is the hardest color to see in your eyeballs.
Interesting.
It has more light energy. More light energy is required for a full response from your blue-violet cones inside of your eye compared to the red and the green.
Well,
it takes more energy for your eyeball to register blue.
So I'm wearing my eyes out all the time, wearing these blue shirts.
I guess
I'm not, because I'm not looking in the mirror all day.
This may be why the blue screen from all of our devices is bad for us.
Ooh, the blue light.
It's more energy, more stimulation that you have to more effort.
In the words of Dolly Parton, our eyes are working 9 to 5.
They are. My favorite color is a certain shade of blue.
Okay.
It's dark blue. Have you ever been alone in a crowded room? Here with you.
What?
The song.
I don't know it.
Oh, I thought you would know.
Maybe our listeners do.
I can edit out. I do like a dark grayish blue.
Okay.
With a tinge of green.
Can you describe an object that might be found in the wild or that people might be familiar with that are listening that's this color?
I'm going to tell you about something that nobody will know about.
And now for story time.
That's right.
Chris Taylor.
When I was 17, I got a vehicle, a car, an old Honda CRX.
I remember those little hatchbacks.
And
it's like a micro machine.
We had a friend. It's a very small 2-door car. My brother, who was older than me, always called it the golf cart of cars. It had a 35 or 45 horsepower engine in it.
It was basically a glorified lawnmower.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it. And it looked like an egg. But we had a friend, a guy we knew who would paint cars in his garage. He did it frequently. And so my dad was like, Chris, you should go pick out some paint and we'll paint your car because it's kind of rusty and it's not great. So I went and I tried my best, but I was so indecisive. I was like, I'm painting a car. It's going to be on the car forever. And I was only a kid, I didn't really understand. I was like, I wanted kind of a navy color with some gray in it and some green. And it ended up being just kind of dark, muddy, black, blue. And I always had to explain to people. Actually, I don't think anybody cared, but I cared because it was my color of my car. And they were like, is your car black? It's like, no, it's blue, but it looks...
It's like a pond that's had too much blue coloring put into it.
Yeah. Well, no, if it was super saturated, that'd be one thing, but it was just... Anyway. When you're young, you do silly things.
Well, I think that's a lesson for everybody, and that will conclude Story Time with Chris Taylor.
And that'll bring us to this day in history.
Well, thanks, Chris. Well, let's just go ahead and open up the vault for this day in history and see what's inside. Here we go. That was the vault noise. It's very rusty. All right, on this day in 1910, President William Howard Taft, the largest of our presidents ever, fun fact, he becomes the first president to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at a Major League Baseball game. So if you've ever seen a baseball game where somebody famous goes out and throws a pitch, maybe it's, I remember when George W. Bush did that after 9/11. There's been a lot of different celebrities who have gone out and thrown pitches. Well, right here in 1910, President Taft started that trend. And do you know what game it was? It was the Washington Senators starting against the Philadelphia Athletics. Isn't that crazy? At the nation's capital. How about that for a fun fact?
Those teams even exist anymore?
There are Senators and there are Athletics, but they are not tied to those areas. Actually, the Senators might still be Washington, but I think the Athletics moved to Oakland. It's the Oakland
A's.
That's right. We were the Oakland A's in the youth in baseball league.
And that'll do it for this day in history.
All right. Well, this next segment is called The Question of the Day. Now, most of you know what we're about to do here, but if you're new here, we're going to ask a question, encourage you to discuss it. And if you need more time, pause the show, come back. We'll be here ready to rock and roll. All right. Today's question is, if you could hang out with one president for a day, who would it be and why? We'll be right back. All right, Chris, welcome back. That was a good discussion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Chris, do you know who you'd want to hang out with if you could hang out with a president for a day? And disclaimer, Chris, it doesn't have to be an American president.
Oh.
You can hang out with any president.
Like the president of the Skateboarding Association?
Yes, you could hang out with the president of the Cheetos Frito-Lay Corporation.
and get free Cheetos?
Yes, all the free Cheetos. He's got actually a tube in his office that has a constant flow, like the bank tubes of Cheetos constantly flying through. You just have to stick your hand in.
I'm imagining, yes, it's a constant, like a waterfall. And you just grab
different
them.
Chips. So like Doritos Cool Ranch, Cheetos, chili cheese Fritos.
What if it was a waterfall of like tons of different chips and you just walk over to it and you put your hand out and you add that?
You could do like a chip suicide where you get all the different flavors of chips in one cup.
Man.
Okay, well, I know who I want to hang out with. I want to hang out with the president of Frito-Lay and his cool Cheeto chip waterfall tube contraption that he has in his room. How about you, Chris? Who do you want to hang out with?
The Roosevelt.
All right, well, that'll do it for this day in history. I'm just kidding.
No, I was thinking about Teddy Roosevelt went on a bazillion crazy adventures out in the Old West, and he was a very brave man.
He's a tough guy.
So there's this one story. He was giving a speech on the back of a train while campaigning to be president. And this would be terrifying for half the story and then really exciting for the other half.
Yeah.
Because if you were hanging out during the day, like it'd be okay. Roosevelt's on this train talking about how awesome he's going to be as president and laying out things. And then he gets shot by a person.
Dang. Keeps
giving the speech.
Yep.
And then fully recovers. He just kept on going. I don't understand. He was one tough guy, and it would have been very interesting to hang out with. I'm sure he had many, many great stories.
Well, that puts the pain in campaign. Am I right?
Oh, dear. Yes.
Well, great talk today, Chris. And I think that's pretty interesting. Let's take a quick break and check in with our dad joke correspondent on location.
Aaron and Chris, hey. I've been looking for elephant in trees all day. Have you guys ever seen an elephant in a tree? I haven't. Do you know why you never see elephants in trees? Because they're really good at hiding. Have another great day.
Ukuleles? I wouldn't touch them.
I agree. Ukulele, more like Yuka Stanley. We'll be right back. All right, well, welcome back to another great day. I'm Aaron, and that's Chris, and we're so glad you're here. It's Friday, April 14th, 2023, and this part of our show is called The Word of Wisdom. This is where we take a minute to go through a proverb or wise saying and give you our take.
Today's word of wisdom comes to us from world-famous voice actor and dear friend, Ben Mayer.
Well, hey there, another great day, listeners. My name is Ben Mayer, and I'm an actor here in North Texas. I'm a husband, I'm a father of 4, and I love barbecuing meat. Today, I'm going to be helping out with the word of wisdom. And today's word of wisdom comes from Proverbs 21:20, and it says, "Precious treasure and oil are in the dwelling of a wise person, but a fool consumes them." Okay, so easy. Put the food in the pantry, don't eat it. Put the oil in the oil bucket in the closet, and treasure in the treasure chest. Got it, no problem. Boom. Next proverb, am I right? I don't think so. God is in the habit of giving us, his children, what we need to live. Actually, to thrive, living life to the fullest. It's a wise thing to use these gifts in the appropriate time, so we don't run out of these God-given supplies. You see, the fool in this proverb consumes them all, gobbles them up, devours them like a wild animal, but they have none left for later when they're gonna need it. It's a good thing to learn how to tell yourself, no, not today. I don't need that. That way you'll have it when it is needed, either for you or someone you can help. God loves it when we can give with a cheerful heart. So, no, don't just shove it in the pantry or closet. Use it, but wisely. I'm Ben Mayer, and I hope you enjoyed today's Word of Wisdom.
All right, well, just like the best segment ever in the discussion question of the day, we'd like to encourage you to take a minute and discuss this proverb with those around you. Well, that'll wrap things up for this week. Let's hit the music and call it a day. I'd like to give a big shout out to my co-host Chris for all of his awesome audio production and hard work behind the scenes, as well as his glorious and excellent co-hosting. I'd also like to give a big thanks to our Word of Wisdom contributor, Ben Mayer. Last but not least, I want to thank all of you for listening and sharing this show with your friends, neighbors, and goat herders. Our mission is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation.
So even though today's show may have come to an end, that does not mean your discussions have to come to an end.
We thank you for listening, and we hope you make it another
great
day. We'll see you next week. Big question for you is, when is your left hand? Milk, that is.
I was trying to write more of a question and it didn't happen, but it makes just as much sense as when is your left hand. So,
all right. How about this? Who would win in a fight? Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard.
All right. Who would win in a fight? Screwdriver with a flathead versus screwdriver with a Phillips head?
Flathead. It's stronger.
Okay. Who would win in a fight? Igneous rock versus sedimentary rock?
Igneous rock. Sedimentary rock would just fall apart.
Okay. Who would win in a fight? A kid's shoe or a bird?
Bird all day long. Did you know? Here's a story. Geneva,
and now story time with Chris Taylor. Boss level edition.
Was it 2 years ago? We were at the beach and a seagull. We were walking along the boardwalk. Geneva she's now 5, so she was 3 something at the time. And she had her hair up. She had a little colorful hair clip, like a little bow at the front of her hair.
Yes, I'm afraid of where this story's going.
Like young girls often have little hair clips in their hair.
Yeah,
holding the hair out of her eyes. And we're just walking along in the sunny, beautiful day near a Chick-fil-A. Not important.
Great place to be. This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
And out of nowhere, a seagull swoops down and bites off the clip.
No
just
way.
Takes it. we thought,
Kleptomaniac seagull.
yeah, it just like grabbed it or bit it or something and just flew away, far away.
And there's no recourse. You
No.
can't call bird police.
And
You
it-
can't go to bird jail. There's no bird lost and found.
And they didn't drop it 20 feet away. It took it off to its treasure trove.
So listen, bringing it full circle, Finding Nemo was your best movie. What do you
Yes.
think that seagull was saying the whole time?
Mine.
Mine.
The end.